And we're starting off this morning with a live look at the scene. Law enforcement officers still surrounding that area, coming in from across the country to help out. Good morning and thanks for joining us as we come live to you from downtown Dallas. I'm Cleo Green.
And I'm Mark Istook on this Sunday, January 16th. And boy, Cleo, what a tense situation it was yesterday, going on for nearly 12 hours. Finally did come to an end very late last night. And for anybody joining us this Sunday morning, maybe you've got kids around with you, just a heads up that you might find some elements of this coverage a little troubling, but we do want to get you caught up. All right, that 911 call came in after 10 yesterday morning. The Congregation Beth Israel on Pleasant Run Road, not far from DFW Airport.
Yeah, authorities tell us 4 people were initially taken hostage, but the suspect released one of them around 5 o'clock last night. Then at 9:30 last night, Governor Greg Abbott tweeted the other 3 were released safely. And again, Colleyville police and the FBI both confirm that that suspect is now dead. We're going to go live now to our Chris Sadeghi. He's in Colleyville near the scene. And Chris, what are you seeing this morning? I still see a squad car behind you, 2 actually.
Yes, Cleo, the street leading down to the synagogue is still blocked, and it's going to remain that way for most of the day, as we know that there is an evidence response team conducting an investigation. Also, a team out of Washington is coming in to do an independent investigation review of this hostage situation that really began yesterday on a streaming service, the service from the synagogue. People were watching, and this is just a little bit of what they heard once the hostage taker entered the synagogue.
I can't give you what you want. I can't give you any guarantees on you. I can't prove to you that you go to your superiors and tell that this guy's gonna let it go. You have to trust in me.
That was just some of what was captured on the live feed coming from the synagogue not long after we began getting reports that a man claiming to have weapons had taken hostages inside. The first calls to police were at 10:41 a.m. According to Colleyville police and the FBI, the man had 4 hostages inside, including the rabbi of the synagogue. A regional SWAT team was called and set up operations and evacuated nearby homes, all while an elite hostage rescue team out of Quantico, Virginia, comprised of about 60 experts, boarded a plane and flew here to talk to the man about his demands that were reportedly to speak with a federal inmate being held in Fort Worth. We'll have more details on that in just a minute, but the negotiations went on for hours, eventually leading to the release of one hostage in the afternoon who was unharmed. Then around 9 o'clock at night, WFA cameras caught this very dramatic moment showing hostages running out of the door, followed by a man who appears to have a gun coming outside and then retreating back inside. Our reporters who were here at that time said that this happened right around the time they heard some flashbangs and gunshots. Flashbangs are used a lot of times to disorient or confuse somebody. Then you see the SWAT team kind of making their move. Moments later is when the news came that the standoff had ended, all hostages were safe and unharmed, and that the suspect was dead. We then got some details from the FBI about the back and forth that was taking place for nearly 10 hours.
The negotiation team had a high frequency and duration of contact with him. There were times when it stopped for periods of time, and like many hostage situations, the relationship between the negotiators and the hostage taker kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit, and sometimes got intense. But these negotiators, I'm telling you, I am so proud of them. Unbelievable work, really incredible work for 10 hours.
And police say they do know the hostage taker, but they have not yet released his name. Suzanne Bruner is out here with me. She's on the other end of the street where it's blocked on that side. Suzanne has more on what we know about this man, also what we don't know, and also some more information about those demands. Suzanne.
Yeah, Chris, so federal law enforcement has a name of the suspect, but this morning we are still working to independently confirm who this man is. But here's what we've been able to gather about the gunman. So during that live stream feed that was Online, the man said he had several firearms and magazines of ammunition. He was also heard making anti-Semitic remarks. How he ended up at the Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville and what ties he has here is still uncertain at this time. A big question to all of this, though, what did he want? Now, the one thing he kept saying over and over was he wanted to speak with a woman on the phone. Here's what we've been able to find out about her. So the Associated Press is identifying that woman as Afia Siddiqui. She is 49, a neuroscientist, and was a courier for the Al-Qaeda in the early 2000s. Our I-team discovered that Siddiqui was briefly enrolled at the University of Houston before transferring to MIT in the 1990s. Now, for the last decade, Siddiqui has been locked up at the Federal Medical Center, Carswell in Fort Worth, serving an 86-year prison sentence for shooting at U.S. officials in Afghanistan. Asked her what the gunman wanted to say to her, that too is uncertain at this time. Her supporters claim she's innocent, and she is definitely popular as well. The Washington Post reported that ISIS has offered to trade some of its prisoners for Siddiqui's release, but that has not happened. And while that situation was unfolding throughout the day yesterday, Jewish faith leaders, along with other religious leaders across North Texas, they came together, and coming up in about a half an hour, I'm going to have more on their response to all that. Back to you.
Okay, Suzanne, thank you for that. As we are still working to gather information about the people held inside that synagogue. And the good news, of course, is that they made it all out safely without any physical injuries. As for the lingering trauma, that remains to be seen. Among those hostages, the congregation's rabbi. And we spoke yesterday to a man from the Islamic Center of South Lake who sang that rabbi's praises.
Extremely friendly person, a caring person. I've always seen him, even when he talks to the young people, always show his care and his love.
As law enforcement worked to end this hostage situation, we also spoke with a man involved in an organization that provides security training to synagogues, an unfortunate need this day and age. After the rise in attacks the Jewish community has faced, he tells us that his organization provided training for Beth Israel congregation back in August, just months before yesterday's hostage situation.
Security training looks like active shooter training. It looks like understanding who's within your congregation. It looks like understanding the physical barriers that are required to prevent people from entering without understanding who they are and what their intents and purposes are. It is not a job that we would like to have to do. We would not like to do this job. We would like to be safe in our own communities.
And just in here, the rabbi of that synagogue just shared this post on his Facebook page saying, "I am thankful and filled with appreciation for all of the vigils and prayers and love and support, all of the law enforcement and first responders who cared for us, and all of the security training that helped save us. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for the CBI community, the Jewish community, the human community. I am grateful that we made it out. I am grateful to be alive." Now, he was one of the hostages inside for nearly 12 hours. This post new this morning from the rabbi of that synagogue this morning.
Boy, so happy to see that post this morning. What a grateful day for him and his family. Still, there is so much to be learned about what happened inside that synagogue, how we got to this point, and we'll be digging into who that hostage taker was as well. What drove him to do this? What changes can we expect to see as faith-based communities tried to move forward? As we get new information, we will send out breaking news alerts through our app. You can download it wherever you get your digital content. We'll also have them on our website at WFAA.com.